What if the voice inside your head wasn't madness, but a message? In Portland, Oregon, a young woman began hearing whispers that no one else could hear. Doctors called it stress. Carl Jung would have called it the subconscious speaking. It was a rainy November evening in Portland, Oregon. Emily Harris, a 32-year-old graphic designer, sat alone in her apartment, working late. Outside, the city was quiet, except for the soft patter of rain. Suddenly, she heard it, a faint whisper. It wasn't coming from outside. It was inside her head. The words were unclear, but the tone was strangely familiar. She paused, pulled off her headphones, and looked around. Nothing. That night, she couldn't shake the feeling that the voice was trying to tell her something. Over the next week, the whispers came more often, always at night, always when she was alone. Emily wondered if she was losing her mind. She booked an appointment with her doctor, who referred her to a psychiatrist. The psychiatrist's verdict was quick: mild auditory hallucinations, possibly from stress. He prescribed medication and told her to rest. But deep down, Emily felt the whispers weren't random. They felt intentional. One Saturday, while browsing books at Powell's City of Books, Portland's famous bookstore, Emily picked up a worn copy of Man and His Symbols by Carl Jung. An elderly man nearby noticed and smiled. "That book saved my life once," he said. His name was Dr. Michael Reeves, a retired psychologist who had studied Jungian analysis for decades. Emily hesitated, then told him about the whispers. His eyes narrowed, not with doubt, but with recognition. Dr. Reeves explained that Jung believed our subconscious often speaks to us through symbols, dreams, and even inner voices, not as madness, but as a message from the deeper self. Sometimes, he said, your mind knows something your conscious self refuses to face. The whispers may be your psyche's way of getting your attention. Emily was skeptical but curious. Dr. Reeves suggested she keep a whisper journal, writing down every word, phrase, or feeling she experienced during these moments. The more you record, he explained, the more patterns you'll see. The subconscious speaks in symbols. Emily agreed, starting that very night. The first entry was short. Don't forget who you are. Days turned into weeks. Emily noticed that the whispers came mostly when she was exhausted or when she passed by certain places in the city. An old bridge, a childhood park, a coffee shop she hadn't visited in years. Her journal was filling with fragments. You left something behind. It's not your fault. Go back to the river. One evening, Dr. Reeves introduced her to Jung's concept of the shadow self. The parts of ourselves we hide or reject, often because they're painful or don't fit the image we show the world. What if these whispers, he said, are pieces of you, trying to come home? Emily felt a chill. She had avoided thinking about certain parts of her past for years. Emily realized the bridge mentioned in her whispers was where she had spent time with her childhood best friend, Anna, who had suddenly moved away after a mysterious family tragedy. She had never spoken about it, even to herself. The next whisper came that night, louder than before. Go to the bridge. The next morning, Emily stood at the edge of the old steel bridge in Portland. The wind was cold. The river beneath was restless. She felt fear, not of the place, but of what it might awaken in her. Somewhere deep inside, she knew this was only the beginning. Dr. Reeves had warned her, when you open the door to the subconscious, you must be ready for whatever walks through. Emily gripped the cold metal railing, staring at the churning Willamette River below. The sound of the water mixed with something else. The whisper again. You were there. You saw it. Her heart pounded. A memory stirred, one she had buried for decades. She remembered standing here as a child, holding Anna's hand, hearing shouting from across the bridge. And then nothing. That night, Emily dreamt of the scene in vivid detail. In the dream, Anna was crying, her father dragging her away. Emily tried to follow, but a heavy fog rolled in. She woke up sweating. Dr. Reeves told her this was the subconscious pulling forgotten memories to the surface, the mind's way of processing trauma that had been locked away. In their next meeting, Dr. Reeves explained Jung's idea of repression, how the mind hides painful truths to protect us, but never truly erases them. Your whispers, he said, are your psyche's attempt to finish a story you never let yourself finish. Emily realized she had always avoided thinking about Anna because it hurt too much. Looking back through her whisper journal, Emily noticed the recurring phrases. It's not your fault. Go back to the river. She's still waiting. These weren't random. They were connected to Anna. But what could still waiting mean after 20 years? Using old yearbooks and social media, Emily began searching for Anna. Days turned into weeks with no success. Then, one afternoon, a message appeared in her inbox from an unfamiliar account. I heard you were looking for me. It was Anna. They met at a small cafe in downtown Portland. Anna looked older, but her eyes were the same. She explained the day on the bridge, how her family had suddenly left because of domestic abuse, how she had wanted to contact Emily but was forbidden. Tears came easily. For Emily, hearing the truth was like releasing a weight she didn't know she still carried. Dr. Reeves later explained that this was the process Jung called individuation, integrating the conscious and subconscious parts of the self into a whole. By facing the truth and reconnecting with Anna, Emily had acknowledged a hidden wound. The whispers began to fade, not because they were gone, but because their purpose was fulfilled. One rainy night, as Emily closed her journal for the last time, she heard a final whisper. Thank you. This time, she didn't feel fear. She felt peace. Months later, Emily began volunteering at a local mental health center, sharing her experience with others struggling with unexplainable thoughts or inner voices. She would tell them what Dr. Reeves had told her. Sometimes, the voice in your head isn't madness. It's the part of you that's been waiting for you to listen. If you enjoy true psychology stories and want to understand the mind better, hit subscribe and tap the bell, and don't forget to like this video to support the channel.